trovare liste aneddote ateista antidote show.
Atheists have a God-given right to be wrong. And now your host, Brock Lawley.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brock Lawley. I'm the Atheist Antidote on YouTube and elsewhere. Feel free to go and flirt with my social media channels. They are worth it. Here at the Atheist Antidote Show, we like to apply just the slightest bit of intellectual pressure on the worldview of secular extremism and watch it crumble like the cheap lawn chair that it is. And today we're going to talk about the family. Yes, the family. I know how this is discussed. Everybody's rolling their eyes nowadays when you think of the family and somebody talks about the family. This guy hates gays. He hates gays. I heard him say it. He said family. He said traditional family. He even said that there is some inherent worth to the traditional, natural family. And when I hear that, I mean, it's like that little hammer the doctor hits on my kneecap. Booyah! It just reacts. I don't even think about it. And of course, that's this generation, isn't it? Emotive, baby pool. They don't have the ability to think, just been told what to think. And so they're hollowed out. They don't have foresight, vision. They don't see things 3-4 moves ahead. It's just stage one thinking, emote. But the pillar of society, ladies and gentlemen, is the natural family. And of course, the best place to think on this and the best place to start is procreation, right? Procreation. See, you don't even have a society without it. Now, you wouldn't know that listening to Al Gorean philosophy, where he just hates all human beings and wants to make sweet love to the closest tree. But he's wrong and I'm right. You see, procreation is vitally important because all these people walking around, they were the result of consummation. And you need a man and a woman for that. Yep, you do. You do. So let's just start there. Consummation. And procreation follows that. And then a human being follows that. So the best place for that human being to be incubated and then eventually released into society is a family. And the best model for a family is a man and a woman, a husband and a wife, committed to one another. Yeah, I know, that's flying in the face of what you've been told. That is, the last 20 years, modern man thinks a lot of himself. Yes, he does. He thinks so much of himself that he has the ability to just completely fundamentally remake and retransform the family unit. And there's not going to be any consequences in doing so. Why? Well, just ask him. He feels like he's right. And he also, strangely enough, feels like he's morally justified. Moreover, he feels like if anybody disagrees with him, they're a moral scumbag. Of course, when you look at history and when you look at civilizations and when you look at the cinder blocks, the foundations, the concrete, the hard stuff that they're built upon, you see family. And you see the vitalness of family. And all that can be ignored, you see, by modern man because he's got his emotions. You know what I mean? He licks his finger, sticks it up in the wind, off he goes. And he doesn't have any hesitation. He's modern man. And all these old societies and these people that came before him, they're scumbags, bigots. In fact, they might have even owned a slave or two. Anything that they say is not worth the pea pot that they were pissing in. You see what I mean? That's the way his mind thinks, he or she. But like so many things that the modern man thinks, he's wrong on this one. But the difference here is when you mess with the family, you're playing with dynamite. You're playing with dynamite in a room full of dynamite because you see everything is foundationed upon the family. And why might you ask that secular extremism hates the family so much? And don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about Bruce and his friend Jared and how they want to get married and live on the Upper East Side. I'm not talking about that. They're not conspiratorial. They're not thinking, I want to destroy the family. I'm talking about the worldview of secular extremism. I'm talking about the ideas and the way they legislate those ideas in modern America in the form of leftism and how it's always attacking the family, much like those agents in the Matrix, to seek out and destroy. Well, because you see, the family is also, it walks hand in hand with religion in a society. Because a religion is much like language. You don't practice it alone. You need people, edification, communities. And family walks hand in hand with religion. Religion walks hand in hand with family. And you know this because, you got your 19-year-old, he's got his iron rim glasses and his artsy beatnik outfit, and he thinks he can just toss off the sandbags of God that are weighing him down, because he's a very intellectual person. His professor told him so. And he doesn't need God, but, jump ahead a few years, he finds somebody he loves, he has a couple kids, and all of a sudden he wants to become a part of a moral community because he sees a need to raise these children in a moral community. Enter stage adulthood, family, and community, and then quickly religion. And the way you know this is if you look at all societies that become more and more radically secular extremist, they don't have children. They're narcissists. They just indulge in their narcissism. One can see this very clearly in Europe right now, where Mark Stein and many others have done some fascinating research that they're not even procreating fast enough to maintain their own existence. So as a side note, if leftism didn't propagandize your children in public education, they would literally go extinct. And their horrible ideas would with them. But see, they figured that out. And what they do is they pump your children's head full of crap, like a parasite would, and then your children host their bad ideas. Because you see, their secularism impedes their procreation. Their narcissism impedes their procreation. So you see how this all weaves together in a nice tapestry. And yes, secular extremism hates the family because the family and religion are eternally bound. Thank you for listening to the Atheist Antidote Show.
Visit the Atheist Antidote YouTube channel and follow him on Facebook and Twitter.
À Broclo, les productions.